Thank you, Barry. Coming up next is artist and painter John Hawken. The Beat Goes On is always on the lookout for baby boomers leaving the workforce and returning to their original love. John is excited about his first major painting exhibition. Check it out at Cascade Road in Takaranga. John Hawken, welcome to The Beat Goes On. Thank you for coming in tonight. So John, when did this passion first start within the breast of a man to express himself as a painter?
Well, when I was about 10 years of age...
10 years ago? Yep.
Yeah, 10 years of age I started painting. In those days we couldn't afford brushes, so we used seagull feathers cut down to size, all different widths and things like that.
Seagull feathers?
Yes, it was an innovation back in those days.
Yeah. You couldn't afford brushes?
No, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, this is 60 years ago, isn't it?
Yes, it is, 60 years ago. So intermittently I carried on with the work from time to time, and then life got in the way, and I ended up running my own companies, printing firms.
So all this time, John, you've got this passion to paint, but life got in the way.
Yes, it did.
Life. You had to go out and make a living, hunt the buffalo and all that sort of
Exactly.
stuff. But always in the back of your mind you thought, I want to get back to my first love, which is painting.
Yes, one day.
One day. And how long did that one day take to arrive?
It took until 2011 when I retired, and I've now taken it up full time.
Wow.
And since then I have actually painted about 70 pieces of work.
70 pieces.
Very similar to that size.
John, can I look at the camera and say to all our viewers that this is exactly what The Beat Goes On is all about? Right. You are a living embodiment of that spirit.
Yes. That
the baby boomer, he doesn't want to be written off as it's all over at the age of 60 or 50 or 70.
Right.
The beat goes on.
It does.
You've got a marathon to run, a mountain to climb, a CD to make.
More CDs.
Yeah, well, yeah. So many different things that us baby boomers can do, but you've decided, yep, I'm going to go after my dream, which was painting.
Exactly.
So how do you start, 2011 you retired, how do you make your name as a famous painter?
I met a well-known sports person called Wayne Robertson, used to play for the league, rugby league team. He's an artist, and he said to me, come and have an exhibition at my shop in Rice's Mall in Hawken.
Yep.
And he gave me a chance to show some of my work, and it took off from there. The painting I have here at the end of the couch is the one that I had a dream about, and at 3 o'clock in the morning this image came to mind.
I'll grab it then.
And it's this one here. Where do I show that?
Yep.
It's called 9/11. There are 9 panels on the right-hand side. It goes up the other way.
Yeah.
And that's called 9/11. And here we have the South Tower, and here we have the North Tower.
Yep.
And those empty panels up here, above the 92nd floor, there were no survivors. That's why they're empty. And the other ones represent aerials, etc., on top of the building. If you look closely in the middle, a large cross appears, and all the other crosses link up hands. There is a copy of this, a canvas print of this, in the 9/11 Memorial Museum in New York.
Fantastic.
At Ground Zero.
Yeah.
It was seen online one day, and then they requested it. So that's where it all started. And we couldn't think of a genre for this type of work. Mm-hmm. So my friend said to me one day, well, you've got all the concepts, so we'll call it conceptual, abstract expressionism.
And you dreamed that? You had that?
I had a dream at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the date that happened was unbelievable. It was on the 9th of November 2011, 9/11.
This is the word for that, it's called spooky.
It is called spooky, and it's all recorded in this document here, which gives a whole detail of that particular painting. And
now, well, first of all, are you only going to do it for a hobby, or would you like to think that you were so good that you actually made money out of this?
Well, I'm hoping that I will get sales from it. In the past, it's been basically for me, but I had it hanging in my house, and when people came through, they said, you have to exhibit that. So,
and look at what we've got here. They're wonderful, aren't they? So
that's called henge.
Henge, Stonehenge, I can see that.
Yes.
So what would you sell that for, John?
Well, I think that the value of that would be around about $950 to $1,200.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is, and every one of those has about 10 to 20 layers of paint on it, so they can take
10 to 20 layers
of paint.
There's $900 worth of paint in there.
There is almost, yes. And that particular one there, sailing, I was going on the ferry to Waiheke one day, and I saw the big spinnakers slam dunking the other ships, the other yachts. So I painted that as an abstraction as well. So this is called sailing. That was done across the harbour. There's 20 layers of red paint, 15 of orange, 7 of yellow, and 5 of white. So that took 3 months to do.
And now the way the world's gone, you've got say somebody builds a beautiful high-rise building with 29 floors, in the foyers, they all want a piece of art, don't they?
They do.
That's the
They
market,
do.
isn't it?
I do have a 4-piece set that an energy company would enjoy very much.
Yeah, okay.
It's Earth, Wind, Fire, Water,
Yeah.
it's called.
For our viewers, we've got 70-year-old viewers. We're both, well, I'm 70 in July coming up. What's the buzz? What's the payoff of completing a painting that you're proud of?
Well, the good thing about this is that I know I can still do it. You know, I had doubts because I didn't realise it was so much.
We've all got doubts, John. How do you get over your doubts?
Well, I just hand it over to a higher power most of the time and let them take care of it, and it works.
Yeah.
So I find that's the easiest way to do it. But if I get a little bit down, I think I'll go into the studio. Everything's fine. It just
You've got your own studio?
I've got a little studio attached to the back of the house,
and
that's up in Sunny Hills in Pakuranga. So it's very nice and quiet and amongst the bush and everything like that, ideal. But I did not think that it was going to carry on like this to that style of painting. I had no idea it would take off to that point. Yeah, so
John, you're in here today because, in fact, you've got an exhibition on at the
yes,
moment.
I have.
Yeah,
yes,
let's talk about that. That's the main reason you're here. Well, first of all, congratulations on being a baby boomer.
Thank you.
Doing wonderful work. And now, is it your first exhibition? Or
no, it'll be the first major exhibition.
First major exhibition.
Yes.
I salute you.
Thank you.
Good on you, John.
Yes.
Let me let's go through the details. Where is the gallery, and when can we visit and have a look at this wonderful art?
The exhibition is on now. It's been running for the last week. It's at 145 Cascades Road, Pakuranga.
Yep.
And it's called More Than Art Studio Gallery. More Than Art Studio Gallery it's called, yes. And it's run by two lovely women, and it's Maria and Chris.
Okay, do the address again, John.
145 Cascades Road, Pakuranga.
Yeah.
That's Auckland, of course.
Now, John, Van Gogh, he despaired and cut his ear off. Has had any moments like that with your painting?
There have been quite a few moments of that, but I managed to keep it in a day. So I haven't. Rather than cut them up and break them up and throw them out, I paint over them. I'll do a new painting over because it's so expensive.
Yes, exactly.
Tube of paint, $15, you know, and
wow.
To cover that area there, I would use a tube of paint on 2 coats. So.
Well, lucky you got $50 million in the bank, Johnny. You're not depending on your pension.
Well, I am on the pension, and I don't know whether I should say this or not, but it's about $100 a week short of what we need.
Yeah. Everyone in New Zealand heard that, John. They all agree with you.
Yes, well, I've worked that out. No,
yeah.
So,
it's about $100 short of what we really need.
What we need. Yeah.
I knew they were diddling us. So, John, thanks for coming today.
Thank you very
much. Much success with with the exhibition at the gallery.
Right, thanks very much. Thanks, Stuart.